Welcome to part one of my masterclass. In this masterclass, we're going to talk about creating a framework so you can analyze how you're selling the home. There's many different models out there in the marketplace now, and we don't really know how well you're going to do and how you're going to calculate your net until we see how it breaks down. So let's just use, for simple math's sake, that we're looking at $1 million final sale price on a home. What will real estate commissions be? Well, traditionally, and there's a lot of discounters now, but traditionally, let's call it a 6% listing fee, a 6% fee going to the sale of your home. Normally in escrow, and you will have seen this because the listing contract, the RLA in California should also have said that, you'll see 3% commissions going to the listing agent and 3% commissions going to whoever was representing the buyer. Sometimes all 6% goes to your buyer's agent or your buyer's agent's broker. Sometimes it gets split. Sometimes it might be 2 to the listing and 3 to the buyer or 4 to the buyer. Sometimes, like with a Redfin and some of the other discounters now, it could be 1.5% for the listing side and 3 for the buyer side, or 2.5, whatever is customary in your market. So always ask yourself, what are you getting for your listing commissions and who's getting paid? Okay, so that's a pretty simple analysis. Now let's go into the models. As we've always seen, there are discounters, and some of the discounters, like Redfin, like HomeBay, will discount their listing fee. Redfin goes down to 1.5, or if you also buy a home with them, 1. HomeBay charges an upfront fee and a sliding fee. It's going to be less than Redfin. It's frequently less than 1%. However, I do know if you work with them, you might be doing more work than normal with a listing agent. One of my buyers bought from them, and the seller did do a lot of work, but they did save a lot of money. So when some of the models discount the listing commission, and now Rex says you don't even need to go on the MLS and pay buyer's agents, so they'll do the whole thing for 2%. Love that model. We can improve upon that. We're going to talk about that in the next section or two of this masterclass. So right now there's full service, 3%. Zillow will refer your if you contact them and say you're looking for an agent, they'll refer you out. Most likely those agents are going to charge you full commissions because they're paying big money for their leads. Believe me, I know. Trulia, the same model. Realtor.com, the same model, or sometimes agents could also be just paying for banners that you might click on. But most of those agents are already paying big money for their advertising, so they're less likely to discount. So now, those are the models. Let's look at the biggest weaknesses in the models. I think that you should look at this in a 2-step process. You can always say after 30 days, and this is, I think you need to maintain maximum flexibility. The market might be changing. I've discussed this. It's the fall right now. In the fall, the market prices are freaking a little softer. It takes longer to sell a home, and things could change. We're seeing the Federal Reserve saying that a former Fed governor from New York saying the Federal Reserve shouldn't play ball with Trump because Trump's blowing up international trade. Regardless of how you feel about the politics, I really think if interest rates were not staying low right now, we'd be seeing a lot of hurt in the real estate market. So you need to maintain maximum flexibility. My advice to you is never sign more than a 30-day listing agreement. If the agents or the brokerage or whoever it is, the online people are asking for more than 30 days and they say we're going to spend some money on your home, say, all right, how much are you going to spend? I request that I'm out. If you document to me how much it's going to cost to spend, I will pay you like up to $500, let's say. Then they might spend some money on photos. They might spend a little bit of money if on a high-end home. They might spend a lot of money in a glossy magazine, and then you have to decide if it's fair. Again, this is a masterclass. I'm giving you the right to have a strategy session with me. I think you should talk to me all the time. I understand the business. I've sold 200 homes as a broker. I've referred out listings all over. I've helped high-end people make their own 3-page contracts instead of using the whole car form. So we can work with you on any segment of the market if you have any questions. Before you sign anything, if it's more than a commitment of 30 days, I definitely think you should talk to someone about it, me or someone else. Okay, so that was a little side note. So now what I'm saying is you should reserve the right at any time to go to the full service traditional sales method where you go up on the MLS and you offer at least customary commission to the buyer's agents. I suggest for many home sellers, especially if step 1 that we talk about soon didn't work for you as well as you wanted, there's reasons why to overcompensate buyer's agents on some homes, especially harder to price homes, especially luxury homes. Again, I'll talk to you about that in our strategy session, and I have other videos out there Those are videos that can be a 15-minute video when I discuss all the variables. It's a lot easier if we talk to you about your home in a strategy session, which are free right now. So in a two-step process, reserve the right to go full service and overcompensate buyers agents. That's what I did in a down market. I got my home sold because agents will bring their reload buyers, their strongest buyers, their buyers who are not so fearful of a volatile market because they need to live there or they want the schools or some other reasons. So always consider overcompensating buyers agents if you've already tried this out and it didn't work to your satisfaction. So I think it's silly to start out with a discount broker who's going to offer full service to the buyer's commissions. The easiest way to save money right now, I think, is to spend a month, 21 days, 7 days, 10 days. You can do this in 7 days, trying to sell without paying buyer's agents commissions. So what do I mean by that? Well, Rex talks about on their website, and I've talked about it as longer than Rex, but we've talked about selling your home. It's a seller assist method. They're saying Rex says we're not going on the MLS. We're not going to offer 2.5, or 3% to buyers agents. We're going to sell your home and we're going to get a strong offer because we're going to use big data. They talk about pixels. Facebook has pixels. YouTube has pixels. Google has pixels. These major websites all know they're tracking everybody all over the web, and they know who are doing the things that are consistent with buying in your area. You can target, it's called an in-market audience on YouTube, and there's other ways. This isn't a marketing class. It's very easy to target the buyers who have visited the major buying real estate portals, such as Zillow. You can target Zillow's audiences. I do that in some of my marketing. You can target Realtor.com. You can target Trulia. You can target other websites. You can also target keywords, and it's incredible. And you can do it for $7 or $10 a day per home. And you can market your home for 7 to 10 days with the right lead magnet, where you say, for more information, click here. You can make your home a tremendous lead magnet. They'll be coming to your open house. If you get 10 or 15 people to see your home, you're going to get strong offers. And we can improve upon those offers with round robin bidding and an offer acceptance period. Again, I talk about that in my 7-day home sale course. But the point right now is that you can do, just like Rex says, and I know from doing open houses, if I have a different price in Craigslist, if I have a different price up on Facebook, because I do that, I will have more people coming to my open house. I will be getting calls from buyers agents saying, why is it in the MLS for $900,000, but you're saying it's $870 over here? You can also do things like that on Zillow. We can talk about that on our course. You can see that these websites drive the buyer traffic because most buyers, the motivated buyers, are checking everywhere. They're looking for opportunities and they find them. And you can make your home a lead magnet and an opportunity. Rex says so. I say so. I know. I've done it. And so that leaves us with the following opportunity. How do you even improve upon the Rex method? Well, this is what I'm suggesting. Right now, there's another technology thing. The MLSs are combining. I've been a member in the past of Orange County and San Diego, and I've even been in Sacramento. I've had offices and out in the desert. Now, one MLS, CRMLS, or Santa Clara to some degree, it's not quite as good, but you can put listings in for everywhere in Southern California, I believe, if you look at the map, and many areas, LA and north. And so what I would do is I would do all the things for a 7 to 10 to 21 day marketing period. I would have open houses, but I would only offer $200 compensation on the MLS for a limited period of time. Now, if we bring in buyers, or you bring in buyers with our 7-day home sale method, or I bring in buyers with using that method and this MLS process, and we get strong offers and they hit your numbers, well, then you've just saved 2.5 or 3%. If we bring in offers and you don't find them satisfactory, then at any time, especially if you're working with me, we will use a proprietary method to find the strongest agents in your area, or we can go with an agent of your choice, someone you know is already doing well in the neighborhood, or let's say it's a relative or a friend. We can refer your property to a relative or friend, and we can share that referral fee. So we will get you a better net, even working with traditional real estate agents or the best real estate agents. You don't need to work with those discounters. But I suggest, if you're really interested in a successful result, I suggest we spend 7 to 21 days, putting your home on the MLS, only offering $200. I will be filling the calls from the agents about why we're only offering $200, and I'll say, hey, we'll be on the MLS in 3 weeks, but right now we'll discuss all the strategies with you. There's another strategy we'll say, hey, yeah, I realize there's only $200 on the MLS, but this weekend we're having round robin auction. We've already got some offers, but if you bring the strongest offer, you can dictate what compensation you'd like in there, and if you're the strongest one, your buyer will have an opportunity to negotiate with my seller on all the final terms exclusively, and we're not going to go and try to negotiate your compensation down because we've already selected you as the strongest buyer with the strongest net, so you have a chance to earn your fee. That's another part. There's many facets to the strategy, but the point is it's a two-step process. You go full service, traditional way, using the MLS, compensating buyers agents for now with a different broker than me, or someone different than the first broker you select. And the first broker uses round robin, non-binding auction method, Rex type big data marketing. I hate to even say it's Rex. I've been talking about it for years. I've been doing it for years. Using big data to sell your home and drive buyers to your house. Because if you have 10 or 15 people looking at your home in the weekend, you're going to get offers. You're going to get multiple offers. And then the key is to negotiate those offers into a pricing area you find acceptable. And that leaves the final price. The final piece. How do you determine what price is acceptable? Well, there's a lot of ways to do it. If you have a lot of people competing in a round robin auction where you don't burn out the buyers, you have the weakest ones, the lowest ones first, and sometimes those low ones just want to negotiate, but they turn out to be the strongest. But you let them bring up the number. And what's nice about this is you don't burn out the strong ones round by round. You set them aside and just say, hey, we really like your offer. We're not even sure we would counter you for more money. We're just wondering, do you have any flexibility with respect to time, letting us find another house? Or whatever you want, you talk to them and say. So really, if we go with you, it's going to be the last round of bidding or the last 2 rounds of bidding, period. We really like you as a buyer. We're not looking to burn you out, but we're going to give these other people a chance because we said we would. You know that when we had our open house weekend, we're just being consistent with the process, and we're being fair and open, and we're going to follow it. But in the end, we're going to give you an opportunity to be the strongest buyer and negotiate with us. So now you've got your buyers locked in place. You've created flexibility. You haven't done what realtors do and forced yourself to negotiate in the first 24 hours the second you're on the market with a few buyers. You've taken in buyers for 7 to 10 days. You've had a round robin process. And because there's so many buyers there, you're convinced that is the highest price. That's one way to know. The other way to know is doing a market context analysis in the beginning and also in the end. You always got to see if new homes have come on the market. But if you're working with me, we're going to price your home like an expert. We're going to figure out what the reasonable max price you can sell your home for, because we are going to determine if in the next category up, whether it's the next area, the next largest homes, we're going to find out the context. We're going to see where they're priced, and we know most realistic buyers are not going to pay more for your home if they could pay X dollars and buy 2 or 3 homes with either have better views or are larger or are superior in some way. It's just like an appraiser is going to. We're going to figure out what your anchor home is. We're going to find anchor comps. We're going to figure out what's superior. We're going to figure out what the max you could likely pay. Now, you never know. During our process, we might find, because we're going to market locally too, we might find someone who wants to live in your house because they're babysitting their grandparents. Someone is right down the street, or they want to be in that school or at those tennis courts or near that soccer field. And those people might be willing to pay more. And in our process, we're also going to vet the fact that even if they pay more than fair market value, because we're going to do that, that's one of the numbers we're going to hit, and they don't appraise that high, they'll be able to supplement it and want to supplement it with some cash. So the process gets a little more complicated. I describe it in our 7-day home sale method course, but I can talk to you about it. And now that you've seen this, I can get to the points very quickly, and you can ask me the questions. I'm sure I haven't covered everything. And we'll have a free strategy session, and I'll talk to you about how in our 2-step process we can help you sell your home. We also talk about why it's important to pre-disclose, why if you have the money you can pre-inspect, whether it makes sense to put in paint and carpet or do any other improvements. We do all that. We'll go through that with you, and then we'll give you that first bite at the apple, that way to really soar your top dollar through non-binding auction, and the way we can really increase your top net by avoiding buyer's agents fees, or if we agree to work with buyers because they've proven that they've brought in a stronger offer, again, proving to you that this is a higher net. And because you're working with us, we make sure that it's non-binding. You can always say, no, I reject the market this weekend. I'm going to hold on to this property, or I reject the market. We're going to go with the traditional real estate method, and because we know where the prices are, and we really need more. We're also going to offer higher compensation to the buyer's agent. John, would you first over there help us do this? Help us educate the agent on how to do multiple offer negotiations, because we really saw that worked, and we'll share a referral fee. So that's our two-step process. We'll talk to you about it. Go ahead and set up a free strategy session, or if you'd like, you could purchase my 7-day home sale method course. You can find out more about this. If you're not seeing this on an advertisement where there's a link to click, you can see more at winnerscheck.org. In fact, at winnerscheck.org, you can see the 7-day home sale method. You can see a buyer course. You could see our disclosures method, and you can also set up a strategy session with me. All right, John McConnin, talk to you later, winnerscheck.org. By the way, I am a real estate attorney and a broker. My brokerage has sold over 200 homes. I've referred out properties all over the country. Thanks, talk to you later, bye.